A very good morning to one and all present here today. So, my name is Akshay, and I'm working in Deloitte in a multinational company. I'm sure many of you must have heard from me previously as well. A very warm welcome to all the participants today. And in fact, I would like to congratulate from heart each one of you because you have been one of the most consistent audience who is attending the seminars for VEC, the Value Education Contest. So my heartily congratulations to all of you for being so sincere and also solving all the questions with all of us with all the sessions. So now without much delay, the session for today also is very, very special actually. And session for today is the goal of life. Now, I am very sure each one of you must be having a fair idea what the goal of life is. But today we are going to see something in a broad term that what goal of life actually is like that. So before starting, I would like to say that all of you, please be ready with your pen and notepad with you. So have a notebook with you and a pen. If you don't have, please go now and take. I can pause for 30 seconds here. Yeah, please go and take it. I'm seeing many of you are going from video. So I'll take a pause here for 30 seconds. In case you don't have a notebook and pen, please quickly go and take it. Yeah, someone is asking how to rename oneself. So it's very simple. You can simply hover on your name in the Zoom app and then simply go to rename option and you can rename yourself like that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So I could see many of you have come back with your notebook and pen. Yeah, so it will not going to be a class as we attend as our academics class. It will be going to be a very fun time for me as well and for you as well. And in this fun time, we are going to learn many things today like that. So how many of you are ready? Please raise your hand. Okay, I could see many of you are raising hand. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very happy to see all the bright faces today, especially on Sunday. To take out time becomes a little difficult, even for myself, to take out time on Sunday. But I am really very grateful to each one of you for taking out your time for something very valuable in your life. And I'm very sure that you are going to feel proud on yourself for taking out your time for something very special like this. So now what will going to be very special about today's session that I will going to share with you. Yes, so I will make co-host to So, sir, I have made you co-host, Achut Gopal sir. Okay. Yes. So without much delay, it's already 11:05. So today's session will not going to be a regular session as you attend every day. But today we are going to have a very interesting drama in between our session that we are going to perform live in front of you through Zoom. And also we are going to see questions of VC booklet, and I have already seen them. They are very easy, but I require your attention. I require your full attention here today, only for 20 or to 25 minutes. That's it. In those 20 and 25 minutes, we are going to cover everything, and then we will see a drama, and then we'll directly come to questions. So that will be the pattern which we are going to follow today. So again, before starting, just a quick check. How many of you are able to hear me very clearly? Like my video is also coming proper without stake, and even audio is coming proper. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so now I'm going to share my screen with all of you. I'll share a very beautiful PPT. Yeah. Again, please let me know how many of you are able to see this PPT. Okay. Yeah, I would request please don't make any annotations. Yes, friends. So here we start. We are going to start with very amazing Sanskrit prayers that I'm sure all of you by now has been a part of it, being reciting it in every session. So you all can follow with me. That I'm showing you on your screen. Yes. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So here we go. So my dear friends, I would like to ask a question to each one of you. Please write down in your chat box, what is the goal of your life? What each one of you think is the goal of your life? You can type in the chat box. Okay, I am seeing many answers. Someone is saying artist, someone is saying to become a doctor, to become happy, interesting. Scientist, cricketer, IAS, to save the world. That's indeed very good. IITian, becoming a neurologist, becoming a doctor, collector. Okay. Connect with God. Very nice. Software engineer, IAS, to achieve my dreams. Yeah, I'm asking what dream is that? Anyone who is writing to achieve my dreams, what is that dream? Devotee. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I hope all of you have written. Yeah, so now you can stop. So my dear friends, now all of you have seen that we already have some conception of having a goal in our life. Now, to keep a goal in our life is very important actually. And equally important is to have a valid, authentic goal to follow. Like, we'll go to the next slide. So these will be the topics which we are going to see in our discussions today. These are very interesting topics. In fact, animal life versus human life. This indeed is my favorite topic as well. And the special prerogative of human body, the story of Lobimal and Buddhumal. So all these we are going to see. Dharma of human body and story of the greatest fool. So now, as in the interest of time, whatever time will permit, we'll see that. So all of you have written now the goal of your life that each one of us wants to pursue with great enthusiasm in our life. But my dear friends, I would like to ask you one more question. Please take few seconds and think about it deeply, that the goal for which I am looking for right now, is it really worthy? Is it really that much important that I should always seek for it in my life? Or is there something even higher goal than that? Like, I'll give you a very simple example. Once there was a child and he told that I like chocolates very much. So then he said to his father, father told, my dear son, what do you want? What do you want so much in your life? He said, I want chocolates. But then father asked, that's fine. In future, what do you want to become? Like that. He said, I want to become something so that I can grab as much as chocolates I want. Like that. So a small child, he is not able to think beyond that. He thinks that only chocolates can give me happiness. So he feels that the goal of life for him is only to grab chocolates. But when the same child, he grows, he takes a school, he goes to 3rd class, 4th class, 10th class, like that. So then he develop a conception that no, there is something higher in life. I should achieve something that can give me happiness and stability in my life for a long term, like that. Similarly, I would like to ask you to think now, take a few seconds and think that what can be the most worthiest goal to achieve in one's life. And don't share it right now in the chat box. You can simply write down in your notebooks with pen, like that. And I'm going to share something very interesting with you that you can like relate afterwards what you have written in your notebook. So please take 5 seconds and write down the goal which you think right now is your goal, and you think what can be more worthier than that. Means there can be something higher goal than that as well in your life. So I'm seeing many videos, all of you are writing. Once you finish, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. I could see many hands raised. Yes, friends. So, okay, thank you. So we all are searching for one thing in life. Can you say, oh, what is that thing? That is indeed happiness. And in fact, I have seen many of you also who have written the goal of your life in the starting. When I have asked, many of you have written, I want happiness. That is indeed a very, very amazing thing. So actually speaking, my dear friends, if you think very deeply, everyone in this world is looking for happiness. That is why people, they likes to play so many sports: basketball, cricket, football, badminton, tennis. So why they are doing it? Because it gives us happiness. Similarly, people do so many stunts. They do skydiving, they do stunts on bike. So why they do that? Because it gives happiness to us by doing that. Similarly, here you can see in the screen that different hairstyles, and in fact different styles which comes according to the fashion which is there as per time. So you can see the why people keep different hairstyles, why they adopt different styles of clothes and all the things, because it gives them happiness. That is the only reason. So I would like you to write down this term happiness, because that term will be prevalent all throughout our discussion. Yes. So now this is something very interesting. If you see human beings and animals, they are doing 4 activities in common. So let's see for human beings first. So human beings, like all of us, we do 4 activities same. That is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So any activity you take in any sphere of life, which people are doing today in the modern world, that categorizes in these 4 categories. That is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But my dear friends, if you see, one very interesting fact is that even animals also have the same 4 things. Like they also have friends, they also have fun, they also have family life. In fact, these 4 things are common in animals and human beings both. That is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So, but why then human beings are very special? So, yeah, friends, just think for a while that what makes human beings more special as compared to animals. Now, when I say special, that does not mean that human beings can exploit animals. No, human beings cannot exploit animals because everyone has their own existence. But when I say special, that why human beings are more special than animals, I mean to say is that what is that special thing which human being has got, which animals does not have. Indeed, human beings are very special. So now I have one exercise for all of you. It's very interesting. So friends, I would like to write down, you can write down in the chat box that for what eagle is famous for. Eagle, which is for what it is famous for. What is that special quality which exclusively is found in eagles, not in humans, not in elephants, not in horses, but only eagles? Yeah, many of you are raising hand. You can write down in chat box. Yeah, sharp eye, sight, hunting. Okay, okay. Yeah, so the right answer is that eagles have very sharp sight, that they can see from a very long distance from the sky down, even if some animal is crawling in the forest. Eagles can see from a great height as well. So eagles are very famous for sight. Similarly, horses. Why, for which specific quality horse is famous for? Please write down in chat box. Okay. Horses specifically. Please, friends, write down in chat box. Your contributions are very valuable. Somebody wants to speak, it seems. It's Rushika, right? Rushika, you can write down in the chat box. I can read from there. Speed. Running. Correct. Yes, that's correct. Horses are very famous for running. My next question is, for what dog are very famous for? Dogs. Defending and protecting. Okay. Loyalty. Smells. Correct. Yeah. Next is a bear. For which bear is very famous for? Yes, friends, quick, write down in chat box. Yeah, a bear is famous for sleeping actually. He can sleep for 6 months at a stretch.
Sir, it is also famous for its paw skills, sir, because it can catch fishes also very fast.
That's correct. Thank you. So similarly, elephants are famous for what? They are famous for strength. Animals are very, similarly birds, especially this bird is famous for singing. They can sing very sweetly. But my dear friends, now $1 million question comes. For which, for what specific quality human beings are famous for? Please think and write down in the chat box. Yes, friends, I'm waiting. Please write down in the chat box. Please think. I know it is difficult, but I think all of you can get it. Yes. So I can get many answers. Many of you are writing. Human beings are very famous for intelligence. That is indeed very true. So my dear friends, if you have got this point today from our entire discussion, that why human beings like all of us are very, not famous, are very good into that skill, and that is intelligence and how they can think actually. So now I'm going to show you again something very interesting. So if you see, friends, that eating, sleeping, mating, and defending is common in animals as well as in humans. Animals also have some rational power and intelligence. Animals are better than human beings. Let's see. If we make a comparison between animals and human beings, it is said that if animals have so many skills, then who is superior? Is it human beings or animals? And what makes a human being different and special in comparison to animal? So Western countries have reached the summit of material advancement. We have skyscraper buildings today. We have jet planes. So it's again a question to all of you. Is human being only a two-legged, sophisticated, deluxe edition of animals? or is he anyway superior to animals? So that you have already answered. Now we have
And in a private sir.
Because they have intelligence, sir.
that is true. That is true. They have intelligence. But what kind of intelligence is that? Now we are going to see it. Now it is even more deep. But don't worry. It is not very difficult at all. Now we are going to see a very special shloka from Mahabharata. So if all of you can recite with me, it's wonderful. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah. So it's a very special shloka from Mahabharata, and it's very sweet to recite as well. If you want, you can recite with me. So it is Ahara Nidra Bhayamaithunam Cha Samanyametat Pashubhi Pranam Karmo Hitesham Adhiko Vishesho. So the shloka translation goes, the activities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are common in animals and human beings. The human beings are considered superior only. Now here comes the point for all of you to note. The human beings are considered superior only when they inquire about God and perform the dharma of obeying his laws, loving and serving him. Otherwise, they are considered just like animals. So my dear friends, I would really recommend and request all of you to please write down this point actually. This is very, very important concept, which if we can learn, in fact, I can make sure you can win the entire VEC contest, and not just VEC contest actually, you can gain a great success in your life. The topic today itself, the goal of life, is that much important that if each one of us can understand it very nicely now, we can understand it very deeply, then it can change our whole life altogether. You can become a great success in your life if we can understand what is the goal of life. So please take a few seconds and write down this, that why human beings are considered superior to animals is because only human beings have this special, very special rather, very special this aspect that they can inquire about God and perform the dharma of obeying his laws. If you see an animal on a rod, let's say, where all the traffics are moving, you will find animal is not able to follow the traffic rules. Why? Because he don't understand the traffic rules. If you find a dog on a rod, or if you find a cow on a rod, they don't stop at red light, while all the human beings, they stop, because they understand that these are the rules made by the government and I have to follow them. Similarly, only human beings can understand that we have to obey God, which has constituted the superior government, which governs all the factor in our life. Let's say rain, ground, air, everything God only has given like that. And he's the one who is controlling them. So a human being can understand it. So here is the point. If you have understood this point, then you have done the lecture for today. So I hope all of you have written it in your notepad. Yes, friends. So same thing, that an animal can only inquire about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, while a human being, he can inquire about life, death, and beyond. So these are some of the key aspects, that human beings have higher intelligence to find the cause of suffering, to improve the purpose of life, to harmonize our life with God and nature, and to attain eternal happiness. So don't worry if you don't understand these things right now. These are very deep things actually. And I'm sure also you might be understanding also them to some extent, like to find out the cause of suffering. That, okay, I can explain this first one. Human beings have higher intelligence to find out the cause of suffering. So, my dear friends, I'm sure each one of us, we go to see a doctor when we are unwell, when we are suffering from some ailment, or when there is something which cannot resolve at our home, then we often tend to see a doctor. Similarly, in this world, there is so many problems. There are so many impediments. There are so many things which we can't solve on our own. So an intelligent person is one who can find out why he is suffering. Similarly, who can find out what is the goal of my life. And that is indeed the topic for today as well. To harmonize our life with God and nature and to attain eternal happiness. Like that. So now the choice is there in our hand. And the choice is that whether I can be demoted to the lower forms of life or I can be promoted to the higher forms of life. Now it again depends on the endeavor. So here is one small conversation which is there between two people, but that I will show you in form of a drama, like that. So these questions we will take after that. Yeah, so read, reflect and speak up. So my dear friends, I will like to present a very small skit in front of you, only a 5-minute skit, that by that you will understand very well that what is the goal of life, like that. And through a very practical analogy I will show it. So please give me 2 seconds. I will stop my video and I will do a quick arrangement for that. Yeah. नहीं. We both are friends in the same batch. I'm working in Mumbai in a multinational company. Yes, friends. So we are ready.
So hi friends, my name is Pradeep and we are in same batch and I'm also working currently in Mumbai, multinational company, Gilbarco company's name is. So I'm here to perform a small skit with Akshay. So yes.
Yes, friends. So I want each one of you to be very attentive now actually. So I will tell you the situation, what the situation is, that Akshay and Pradeep, they are traveling in a car. So somehow I could not make the background of car. I thought to make a background behind of car, but somehow it was not possible. So Akshay and Pradeep, they are traveling in a car and Pradeep is the driver. He's driving. So let's see what conversation goes on between them.
Okay, let me drive. I have to go so fast. I have to reach my goal.
Oh, Pradeep, we are going so fast at 180 speed.
Why this person is going ahead me? Let me go.
Pradeep, do you know where you have to go?
It's Akshay. This I don't know, but I'm going because others are also going. I should go in that direction because people are many are there. So I should overcome them. Yeah. So
Come on, Pradeep.
Don't disturb Akshay, please. We will remain back. How will go ahead?
Stop it. Stop the car.
No, I'll go.
Stop.
Why?
Stop it first of all.
Why?
See, Pradeep, now you are going with such a great speed, but you don't know where to go. The direction you don't know. Then what is the point in going so fast? If someone he knows that he has to go very fast in a certain direction, then it is very good for him because he can reach his goal. But people, when they don't have any goal in their life and they're just simply traveling very fast, what is the use of that?
But others are also going. I should follow them because most of people are going there.
My dear friend Pradeep, that is what we have to understand. And all the friends also who are seeing me right now, that is a very important point that we have to understand. That what most of the people are doing, if it is wrong, we should not do it. Even if so many people are doing it, but we should do only what is right. And in our life, we should have a goal. We should have a destination by which we can approach.
How I come to know that I am going in the right direction?
Yeah. So here comes a very beautiful concept. So my dear friend,
Yes,
Pradeep,
Akshay.
I am going to tell you a very nice thing now. And also each one of you also, please hear it very attentively. That in this life, this body in which we are sitting is compared to a car.
Okay.
Like the car in which we are sitting right now, the same car is this body which you are able to see right now is resembling the same car. The headlights of the car with which we are able to see the road is equivalent to our eyes with which we are able to see the world. The mouth with which we are speaking is compared to a siren of a car with which it gives horn. Similarly, we have 2 hands and 2 legs through which we walk and do work. Similarly, car has four wheels with the help of which it is able to move like that. So in our life also, my dear friend Pradeep, we have to understand. Okay. Yeah. So my dear friend Pradeep, in our life also, we have to understand that the very important goal of one's life is to inquire about God. So my dear friends, I am repeating the same sentence which you have just written in your notebook. So just a second, I will do the setting. Yeah. So my dear friends, I'm going to repeat the same sentence which you have already written in your notebook. My dear friend Pradeep, the goal of one's life is to inquire about and to see that why am I suffering in my life? Like that.
Hello.
Hello.
Doubt.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
sir.
Yeah, I think someone has changed the setting. I have put setting that they should not unmute. Okay, they might have changed because the chat was disabled. So friends, now the chat is enabled. You can write down in the chat box. Yeah, so Pradeep, it's very important to find out that the goal of one's life is to inquire about God. In fact, we have to see why I am suffering. And in fact, that is a very special aspect of a human being, that he can find out that what is the goal of life. And that goal of life also, I will tell you, that goal of life is to reach the Supreme Lord from whose home we have come back to this material world. Like that.
Okay.
So now we will again start our car,
Yeah.
and we will go at a very reasonable speed. We will not go at very high speed, keeping the goal in our mind fixed. So thank you so much, friend. That was our skit. Yeah, so my friend Pradeep has taken leave for all of you. Hope you have liked his skit. So my dear friends, so what we have learned from the skit is very, very important. That what is the goal of my life? Now today I want to make this point very clear for all of you, that the goal of my life is that I can serve and reach the Almighty God who has given me everything in my life, and by following whose rules and regulations, I can become very happy in my life, like that. So I was showing you the PPT. Yeah. So I'm just going through the PPT if there is something. Yeah. So now I will end with one story, my dear friends. I will not show you the PPT now. Don't worry. So I will just end with a very small story. This story is the story of Mahamurkha. So if time would have been there, we would have done a skit on that also. But no worries. I will tell you the story. Once upon a time, please hear it very attentively. I'll ask some questions also after that from the story. Yeah. So once upon a time, there was a king. Yeah. Once upon a time, there was a king, and he was the king of a very big kingdom. In his kingdom, there used to live many saints. and they used to have transcendental knowledge and the higher knowledge of the higher world. Once what happened, one sage, he approached king in his palace, and the king, he gave due respect to the sage, and then he welcomed him that, my dear sage, please come and have a seat in my assembly. But what happened, that sage, he told that king that, my dear king, you are indeed a very chivalrous and a very virtuous king, and you are doing your duties very well. But I have one request for you, that if you can take to this higher knowledge of spirituality in your life, then your life can become all round successful. Right now, your life is very good, but if you can add spirituality also with it, then your life can become perfect like that. But that king told that, my dear sage, I don't find there is a requirement of spirituality in my life. So what happened? That king, he told that sage, I don't have time. And the sage, he went from there. After that happened, one person, he approached king, and that person was very shabbily. Okay, I'm getting muted all the time. Yeah, so yes, thank you. So what happened after that, that man who approached the king, he was very shabbily looking, and he was looking as if he was a madman, and he was doing activities also of like that only. He used to sleep in a pit down the ground. He used to eat dry leaves. He don't used to drink water from tap. He used to drink water from somewhere else, from some pond where the water is unclean. So he used to do everything opposite like that. He don't used to wear shirt above and pant below. He tried to wear pant above and shirt below like that. So he was doing everything opposite. So king thought that he is indeed a madman. And then because he has come to my kingdom, I should give him some job and some salary like that. So king told that, my dear Murkha, I hope you all understand the word Murkha. It's a Sanskrit word which means fool like that. In English, it meant fool. So he said, my dear Murkha, I have one job for you. And that Murkha told, okay, what is that? And then he said that, I want you to take a stick, like I have my phone in my hand. So he told to take a stick in your hand and just roam around the kingdom round and round without any goal in your life like that. And that Murkha, actually he's called Mahamurkha also because he's too foolish like that. So then what he did, he took that stick and then he was moving round and round the kingdom from morning till evening. And he was getting his monthly salary from king. Once what happened, this Mahamurkha, he became old. And then he approached the king. So the king, he remembered the instruction which was given by the sage who approached him in the starting. He has told him the instruction that that stick which you have given to Mahamurkha, that should be given, like when Mahamurkha will leave his job, that stick should be given to someone who is even more foolish than Mahamurkha, like that. So now Mahamurkha has become very old and he was not able to do his duty. So then he approached the king. And guess what, friends? He went to the king and then he started asking that, my dear king, I have become very old now and I cannot do your service anymore. King told, that's fine. Now you can take a retirement from your service and I will search someone who is more foolish than you also. But they searched in the entire kingdom. They could not find anyone more foolish or more Murkha than the Mahamurkha himself, like that. And friends, you know what happened after that? That Mahamurkha, that stick which he was holding, he gave back that stick in the hand of the king himself. And king became very frightened. He became very alarmed. He was thinking, why you are holding this stick to me? Because this stick is only meant for someone who is more foolish than you. And you know what that Mahamurkha said? He said, my dear king, indeed, you are more foolish than me, like that. Hearing this, the king became very much angry. He said, how dare you to talk like this to the king of the state, like that. And that Mahamurkha told that, my dear king, you remember one saint approached you long back, many years back. I am the disciple of that same sage. And that sage told me that I have to tell something very valuable to you, which you are forgetting in your life. And that is the goal of your life. And the goal of your life was that you should have been serving the Supreme Lord in your life by taking care of your duties very nicely. But what you did only 50% part. You only had taken care of your duties very nicely of managing the kingdom, but you have not done another 50% part of your life. That is your responsibility towards your Supreme Father, your Supreme Father, that is God, like that. Now, hearing this, the king became very much enlightened. And then he started doing his duties along with spiritual duties, like that. So thank you so much, friends. That was all from my side. I have one more story, but I will not share with you right now. I will share it on your WhatsApp, so all of you can read from there. I hope you like the skit as well. It's already 11:43. Now I will take 5 more minutes of yours, and we are going to solve now all the questions for VEC booklet. I am sure all of you must be waiting for that also, because our contest is approaching, our VEC contest, and I want each one of you to become very strong understanding you should develop now. And all of you should strive for the first position there in the VEC contest. Yeah, so yes, friends. Now I will share my screen with all of you. In case you have any questions regarding what we have discussed, you can please write down in the chat box after 5-10 minutes after we have discussed the question from VEC booklet, or otherwise you can simply write down in the WhatsApp group, or you can write to Anurag and Shiva. Mostly to Anurag you can write. I will tell him he will write down his phone number in the chat box, and to him you can approach on WhatsApp in case we are not able to answer your question in this session, like that. So now I will share my screen with all of you regarding the contest booklet. By the time, I also request Achyut Gopal sir. Sir, is it fine or do we need to add something? I was thinking maybe in the time being that was very good for students to cover. Yes, friends. So I'm ready with my booklet. I'll share screen with all of you. All of you also please take your booklet with you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And my dear friends, I want now full enthusiasm from your side and full focus. Please be very focused. It's only 5-10 minutes and we are going to solve all the questions from this section, from the goal of life, like that. So I will share my screen with all of you. Yes. So please let me know once you are able to see it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So just give me a second. Yeah, friends. So now please go to the page number 39, which says the goal of life. That is a section there. Yes. Page number 36. Okay. It may be page number 36 in your booklet. Please go there. Somebody is writing that. For me, in my soft copy, it is page number, okay, it is page number 36. It's not 39, it's 36. Please go to page number 36. Yes, friends, so I am there on page number 36. I hope all of you can see it. Let me increase the font as well. Yeah. So someone is writing in chat box. Yeah, friends. So in case you have some doubt, please wait for 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. We'll solve all the questions and then we'll take your questions as well. Yes. So now here we go. I'm sure all of you might have heard about the story of Siddharth, which became Gautam Buddha later on as very famous person. How many of you have heard? Please raise your hand. Okay, many of you have heard. Yeah. So now we'll, in continuation to that only. Yeah, thank you. I could see many hands raised. Yeah, friends. So Siddharth, later called Gautam Buddha, was a noble prince who, in his youth, he was unaware of the miseries of life. When he traveled out of his kingdom for the first time, he saw a dying person, a young woman giving birth, a diseased person, and an old man. So I want all of you to remember these 4 things. The first person he saw was a dying person. Second person was a young woman giving birth. Third person was a diseased person. And fourth one was an old man. Like that. So, in fact, these are the photos which says the same thing here. Yeah. And then asked his servant if such hardships and sufferings were common and whether he would ever experience such suffering. So now Siddharth is asking to his superior, okay, he asked his servant who was driving his chariot, he asked that whether all these 4 things will come to me also. I also will become old, I also have taken birth, I also will be diseased, and I also will die one day. Like that he's asking, Siddharth is asking. And his servant responded that these calamities, in one way or another, necessarily afflict every man in his sojourn through life. At that moment, Siddharth resolved to find a solution to such suffering. Some friends, here we go to the first question. Okay. Yeah. So here we go to the first question. Which item of knowledge did Buddha show out of 20 items of knowledge? So all of you have some idea of these 20 items of knowledge you might have seen in your previous sessions. Yeah, so now I will request you to please go, in case you have Bhagavad Gita, please go to verse number 13.8 till 13.12. These 4-5 verses are there together in which the items of knowledge are given. So for you, I will share my screen. I will quickly go to that verse 13.8. Yeah. So here I will increase text also a little bit. Yes, friends. So I will read it for you. It says, humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, or disease. This is exactly what Siddharth has seen. He has seen the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease. And we have many more qualities also. So now I'll go to the question quickly, whether we have got the answer or not. So it says, which item of knowledge did Buddha show out of 20 items of knowledge? First one is respect. Second one is perception of evil of all disease, death, and birth. And third is tolerance, and D is simplicity. So friends, which one is the correct answer? Yeah, B option. Correct. Thank you. All of you can tick mark. So we'll go to the next question. Next question is, please be very attentive again. Next question is, what is the purpose of life? Now, this is in accordance with our discussion all throughout for 40 minutes today. So I'll again go to which is mentioned in the quote. It says, okay, I'm receiving many chat. Okay. So you are giving answer for this question. Okay, fine. Yeah, friends. So please allow me to go to verse number 3.7 and then we'll go there. So it's verse number Bhagavad Gita 3.7. So I will open it for you. I'll simply type 3.7 and here is the verse. Yashtu indriyani manasa niyam yar bhate arjuna karmendriya karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. So the verse says, On the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins Karma Yoga and Krishna consciousness without attachment, far superior. So now we'll quickly go to the question again and we'll see what was question asking. What is the purpose of one's life? So if we see the first option, free oneself from material bondage, reach Lord Vishnu, enter into the kingdom of God, or all of the above. So I think we have not got the answer translation. That is why we will go to the purport and we'll see. So I'll read it for you very quickly. Instead of becoming a pseudo-transcendentalist for the sake of wanton living and sense enjoyment, it is far better to remain in one's own business and execute the purpose of life, which is to get free from material bondage and enter into the kingdom of God. So now we have got one. It is told here to get free from material bondage and enter into the kingdom of God. The prime Swartha Gati, or the goal of self-interest, is to reach Vishnu. I think we have got answers. So I'll quickly go to the question again. It said free oneself from material bondage. Correct, true. So first option is also correct. Second option is reach Lord Vishnu. That is also true. We have seen in the purport. It says the same thing. Third option is enter into the kingdom of God and love God. That is also true. We have seen that. So the right option is yes. D is the right option. Thank you. So we have successfully completed 2 questions. Now we'll go to the third question. The Bible also says, there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of, for the Lord God give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. So only 3-4 questions are remaining, friends. It will not take more than 2 minutes, but these questions are a very interesting story. I don't know how many of you have heard this story, but the lesson which we can derive from this story is amazing. In fact, this would have been very wonderful if any one of you have read from your side the story. Someone will like to read it? I will unmute that story. I'm showing on the screen. Yeah, anyone, you can raise your hand if it is, otherwise I will read for you. Okay. So unmuting Anand Sai. Anand, I am unmuting you. You can read story for us.
Desolate Island. Once a man named Mr. Patel was on a ship with all his wealth. On the way, a big storm came and sank the ship. Patel swam on a log of wood in the sea and reached an island. He was surprised as some tribal people gathered around him, then garlanded him. A confused Mr. Patel asked, "What do you want from me?" They replied, "You will be our king."
Yeah, stop here, Anand. Please stop. I think that is a name of someone else. Your name may be different.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. What is your name, please?
Anand Sai.
Okay. Anand Sai. Fine. Thank you so much, Anand Sai. So now I will unmute Surya Prakash. Surya, please be ready. Now you can read from further. And friends, please hear it very attentively. Okay, I think I have unmuted Amisha. Yeah, I'm unmuting Surya.
After enjoying their royal treatment for a few days, Patel inquired, "Where are the previous kings and for how long will I remain king?" The ministers told him, "You will be king for the next 1 year only, after which you will be sent to the same place where all other kings have gone, the desolate island, where there is no food, shelter, and clothing. You will die there of starvation."
Yeah, so thank you so much, Surya. Now, I hope all of you have understood till here. It's very simple. It says that there was a man and then he went into one island where he's made king. And now he's asking that, okay, I have become king, but what will happen to me after some time? So now I am unmuting Bala Sai. Yes, Bala.
Once upon a time, upon the hearing this, the king was alarmed. After deeping thought, next day he ordered his soldiers to begin transporting the kingdom's wealth to that island.
Bala, you have to read from upon hearing this. I'm highlighting it on the screen upon hearing this.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
can I?
Here.
Upon hearing
Yeah.
this, the king was alarmed. After deeping thought, next day he ordered
can I
his
read?
soldiers to begin transporting the kingdom's wealth to that island. Then he ordered them to make the huge palaces,
Beautiful
beautiful gardens, and
ponds there.
ponds. There,
Yes,
he
Bala.
ordered them.
Okay, done. Bala. So now I think someone else wanted to read. Somebody told in between he want to read. Yeah, somebody's writing in chat also. Okay, so I will unmute. Pranav Sai, I am unmuting. Pranav Sai, you can read from after that. Yes, please go ahead.
He ordered them to transport shiploads of food grains, store them, and make the land cultivable. All this required a lot of administration and management, and was mentally and physically tiring. However, after 1 year, when he was sent to the Thailand, it was no more a desolate place. Thus, Mr. Pastel, acting wisely, lived happily ever after.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much everyone for reading. I am very sorry I could not give chance to all of you, but surely in future we'll have something more interesting where you can participate. In fact, all of us can participate like that.
Sir, can you once again repeat the first answer, sir?
Yes. Now I'll explain you the story in a very brief. In case you not understood, if you have, it's very good. In case I'll just share that again. It's very simple story. Like all of you have read. There was a man. His name is, as told here, Mr. Patel. Now he somehow reached one island. After his ship sank, he reached one island. And on that island, he found there were many tribal people. And those tribal people, they made him the king, saying that you will be our king, our next king. Now, hearing that, he was thinking, next king? That means there have been some kings previous to me also. And they said, yes, we have kings previous to you also. And anyone who reaches our island, we make him the king for 1 year. And then he asked, 1 year? After that, what do you do with him? And then they told that after 1 year, we send that king, which they have made for 1 year, to one island where there is no water, there is no place to live, there is nothing to eat. And simply, if somebody goes there, he dies in 2-3 days. Now this Mr. Patel was very, very intelligent. He did a very nice trick. What he did, because he was a king, so everybody has to follow his order, but only for 1 year, like that. So what he did, he sent all the ingredients, all the armies and everything to build very beautiful palaces, very beautiful ponds, grains, lands, everything there on the desolate island. So now after 1 year, when he was sent back to the desolate island, that island was no more desolate. And then he could happily go and there live ever after. So, my dear friends, this is called intelligence. So in fact, from this story, I would like to tell to each one of you that each one of you who is sparing time here are very, very intelligent students. You know why? You are intelligent like Mr. Patel. Because all of us are doing our duty of studying very nicely. Let's say I'm in an 8th class. So I'm doing my studies in 8th class. At the same time, I am dedicating some time to understand certain very good values in my life. That means you have become very special now. Because now you are undergoing holistic development. So I would really like to congratulate each one of you for taking out your time, because now, and what to speak of that, now I'm very sure each one of you can be even more effective in your studies also. Because when a person, he gains certain very good values in his life, then he becomes a personality, a character so strong that he can excel in any field. Now in your life, when you will face many challenges, many impediments, those challenges will not be able to knock you down, because you have understood great values from a very great book, that is Bhagavad Gita, like that. So this story actually resembles our case also. Now we are doing our part very nicely. At the same time, we are trying to do something for our future also. In fact, right now I'm working in a multinational company in Deloitte, where I can see that people focus very much on ethics. In fact, talent is secondary, ethics are first actually. Ethics are secondary. So all of you are gaining the entire training from now itself. Now when you approach in your future, when you will join some engineering college or any other college, let's say, when you go for higher studies, and then when you join for some job, then you will be most successful. So actually all of you are very, very fortunate. So that is why I told you in starting that I'm very grateful to each one of you for taking out your time for this session like that. So friends, we have some few questions and that we can do very easily after like reading this story. So I'll go with the 43rd question. Mr. Patel had been intelligent enough to prepare for what would happen to him after 1 year. Despite enjoying his life and doing his duties as a king, that means he was like a student like all of us. We are doing our studies very nicely. We are taking care of our exams very nicely, doing all our duties along with it. So in the same way, for what should we prepare our life while responsibly executing our daily duties? So this you will get a hint in the verse number again from 13.8 to 12. But I think all of you can manage it, seeing it from here. So the first option says, for what will happen to us after this life? Second option says, for what will happen to us after 1 year? And third option says, for what will happen to us after 10 years? And none of the above. So I could see, yes. So
what will happen next?
yeah. Okay, some of you are saying option D, none of the above. Okay, some of you are saying option A. So all those who are saying option A, they are fully.
Sir, answer is A.
Yes, answer is A. For what will happen to us after this life? Now this requires really great intelligence to know. Now we'll quickly go to the next question. I know we are 2 minutes past our time. I will take 2 more minutes and we'll complete all the questions quickly. Is it fine?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so we'll go to the next question. Just, okay, somebody of you would like to read this question?
So can I read?
Yeah, please read.
Just like Mr. Patel had to give up his kingdom and all comforts eventually, we too are bound to lose everything at the time of death. Our bank balance, our family members, wife and children. But Mr. Patel made the desolate island into a flourishing kingdom. So where should we prepare to go after this life is over?
Thank you so much. It's Samveda, right? Yes, thank you so much, Samveda. You read very clearly, very distinctly. So now the first option, heavenly planets. So should we prepare to go to heavenly planets after this life? Second option is spiritual world or Vaikuntha. Third option is America. Or the fourth option is Brahmajyoti. So friends, what do you say? Please write down in the chat box.
Spiritual world or Vaikuntha.
Okay, spiritual world or Vaikuntha, fine. Any other option? Yes, I could see many of you are writing B option. So friends, yeah, so B option is correct. Spiritual world or Vaikuntha. So all those who have picked B option, full marks to them. Like that. Even D option is not correct. Now, Brahmajyoti, it appears very similar to spiritual world or Vaikuntha, but actually it's different. How it is different, you will understand when you read Bhagavad Gita more deeply, like that. Now, again, next question, very quickly. Anyone else would like to read? I think Ananya was raising hand. Yes, I am unmuting.
Yes, sir. How can one go to the abode of the Lord after this life so that one does not return to this material world?
Yeah, indeed a very special question. So how can one go to the abode of Lord after this life? How someone can go so that one does not return to this material world? Okay, I am receiving many answers. Okay, so let me read them for you also once. First one, it says associate with devotees who are in Krishna consciousness. Second option, it says economic development. Third option, it says becoming attached to devotional service. Is it D option, both A and C? Yes, the right answer is D option, both A and C. associate with devotees who are in Krishna consciousness, and becoming attached to devotional service. Okay, someone is writing A. A is also correct, but it's incomplete. A and C both are complete, like that. Yeah, D option is correct. Thank you so much. Now we'll quickly go to next question. The next, okay, anybody would like to read? Yes. So actually, I'm getting so many messages from you. My chat box is getting hanged. Yeah, so I'll simply go to participants list, and whoever is raising hand, I will unmute him. Yeah, so I'm unmuted. Yes, Thakurji, please go ahead. For you. The next body that we get after death depends on what? It is there in Bhagavad Gita 8.6. So first option is that what we want. Second option is how much money we have. Third option is our thoughts at time of death. And the last option is random assignment to different bodies. So let me see, are you able to get it? Okay, someone is writing D option, random assignment to different bodies. Okay. What else? C option, our thoughts at the time of death. Okay. And someone is writing again D option. Okay. So since there is some confusion, we'll go to Bhagavad Gita verse. So this verse is 8.6. So we'll quickly go to this verse. I will open for you. This is 8.6. In case you have Bhagavad Gita with you, please open it. 8.6. Yeah. So the verse says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajante ante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. And the translation goes, yeah, anybody would like to read? Translation? Okay, I am unmuting Karthik Sagar. Yeah, Karthik, you are still mute. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. Please.
What?
Yeah, please. Yeah, Karthik, now you can read.
Whatever state of being one remembers, he quiets his body, O son of Kunti.
Yeah, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Thank you so much, Karthik. So I think we have got the answer. Answer is, okay, let me know how many of you have got. Please write down in the chat box.
Remember the Lord.
Okay,
C.
yes, correct. It is C option, our thoughts at the time of death. Thank you so much. Indeed, this was a very important question. If you want, you can tick mark us this question. Yeah, so we have, I think, 3 more questions, and these are very small questions. We'll quickly go. What is the proper state of mind to have at the time of death? First option.
Remember the Lord.
Yes, correct. So the C option is correct. That write down in the chat box, because while speaking it is little difficult because so many of you are attended this meeting. Yes, okay, 200 I am getting. Yeah, C option is correct. Thank you everyone. It is remembering the Lord. Yes. Now we'll quickly go to 48th question. What is the best way to remember the Lord? By doing silent meditation, by watching serials on Lord's pastimes, by doing our work, or chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Let's see, this is indeed a difficult question. Let's see how many of you will get it correct. Okay, so I think it is worth to invest 1 minute on this question, because many of you are writing different answers. Someone is writing A, someone is writing D option, someone is writing C option. So now let me go to this verse number 8.5. Yes. All of you can see my screen? Yeah. So verse number, I would request any one of you can read also. That is good. Yes. So it's 8.5. I will recite the shloka for you. Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yanti nashti atra.
Yes, sir.
I would request the host that I think you are unmuting them. Anurag sir, if you are there, if you want, I can also unmute them. They'll raise their hand and then we can do. So now I would request Srivatsaraj to, he is raising hand, that's why. I am unmuting you. You can read the translation quickly. Srivatsaraj.
In the verse, the important Krishna consciousness is stressed. Anyone quits his body in Krishna.
Anyone who quits his body in Krishna consciousness at once transferred to the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. Yeah, I think Srivats got muted. Now Radha, Aditi. Okay, friends, no problem. I will read for you. I think it is becoming a little complex. Yeah, the Supreme Lord is the purest of the pure. Therefore, anyone who is constantly Krishna conscious is also the purest of the pure. The word smaranam, smaran, that is remembering, is important. Remembering of Krishna is not possible for the impure soul who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in devotional service. Therefore, one should practice Krishna consciousness from the very beginning of life. If one wants to achieve success at the end of life, the process of remembering Krishna is essential. Now here comes the answer. Please, all of you, be very attentive. It says, therefore, one should constantly, incessantly chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya advised that one be a tolerant as a tree, and then like this we should chant. So I think we have got the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now I could see all of you are writing D option, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Mahamantra.
Yes, so I am unmuting Vidvat. He can read the last question and then we'll stop for the day. So Vidvat. Okay, Vidvat, I am unmuting you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Please read.
What is the problem in going to heavenly planets?
Yeah, and you can also read the options. So the first option is
A. It is just like the Ferris wheel. You go high and you return.
Okay.
B. One cannot go to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal life.
Okay.
C. One is not allowed to stay there forever there. After the pious credits are over, one has to come back. D. All of the above.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vidvat. So let's see how many of you have got the correct answer. Yes, it is D option, because it says, what is the problem in going to heavenly planets? One has to again come back to this material world from there, because as one's pious credits will get exhausted, he will have to come back. He will not be able to go to spiritual world actually, where it's eternal life, like that. So friends, thank you so much. ends our all the questions from VC booklet for this section. I'm very, very grateful to each one of for participating so enthusiastically. In fact,